One of the biggest enemies of financial health is not lack of money itself, but the emotions that drive decisions. Many people spend not because they need to, but because they feel anxious, sad, or crave approval. This behavior leads to impulsive purchases that provide temporary relief, but create long-term burdens. Emotional spending is one of the most common mistakes, turning money into a remedy for poorly managed feelings. Another emotional mistake is constant comparison. Seeing friends or colleagues enjoying goods, trips, or experiences often triggers the feeling of being left behind. This social pressure drives people to spend beyond their means. The desire for status and belonging outweighs financial logic, resulting in debt and stress. The problem is not consumption itself, but consuming to impress others. Lack of patience is another frequent emotional error. Many want quick results and end up chasing shortcuts, such as risky investments or easy credit, without weighing the consequences. This impatience turns opportunities into traps. A solid financial life is built on discipline and time, but unmanaged emotions push people into decisions that sabotage their future. Impulsiveness is perhaps the most visible emotional mistake. It's the act of spending before thinking, swiping the card without considering payments, or replacing a perfectly fine phone just to follow trends. This lack of planning creates a cycle of regret. First satisfaction, then worry over bills. This emotional roller coaster undermines not only money but also self-confidence. Fear, on the other hand, is a paralyzing emotion that prevents growth. Many avoid investing out of fear of losing, choosing to keep money idle in accounts with no returns. Others fear facing debts, discussing finances, or admitting mistakes. This emotional block leads to stagnation and missed opportunities. Avoiding risk is not the same as being prudent. Sometimes it's just insecurity in disguise. Another factor is guilt, which drives some people to spend in order to compensate for shortcomings in other areas of life. "I deserve it" becomes the justification for excess, but it only creates deeper frustration. When emotions like fear, impulsiveness, and guilt dictate financial decisions, the inevitable outcome is disorganization, debt, and the constant feeling of being trapped in a never-ending cycle. Overcoming emotional mistakes that destroy finances requires self-awareness and discipline. The first step is to recognize patterns. Whenever you feel the urge to spend, ask yourself, am I buying out of need or emotion? This simple exercise reduces impulsive decisions. Another effective strategy is creating space between desire and action. Delaying a purchase for 24 hours helps clarify whether it truly makes sense. The second step is separating emotions from money through planning. Having a clear budget and defined goals leaves less room for emotionally driven decisions. When you know exactly how much you can spend and how much you must save, you create limits that protect against impulses. Building an emergency fund also reduces fear, providing security in unexpected situations. Finally, it's essential to reshape your mindset. Replace the idea of consumption as a reward with growth as victory. Celebrate financial achievements, such as paying off debt or investing consistently, to generate lasting satisfaction. Emotional balance doesn't eliminate desires or fears, but it prevents them from dominating your choices. Once you control your emotions, money ceases to be a burden and becomes a tool for freedom.